Well, what is up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. Again, it's your boy, the Gadite. Let's get right into it. So, today, let me get the notebook. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, boom, bing. As you all always know, we keep that notebook on deck so that I don't muff up when I'm talking to y'all, because don't nobody like that. So, today, we're going to deal with picking your first company to go to. How to pick a company, right? Because now that you have gotten your CDL, you've gotten your permit, or you're just thinking about getting your CDL, you got to pick a company. So, getting right into this, how to pick your first company. There is hundreds of companies that you can go to, okay? Each one does what they are supposed to do. What does that mean? It means that there is no good or bad company. There is only companies that are fit for your specific, not Pacific, but specific situation. If you don't know how to drive, well, hey, go right on ahead to one of those mega carriers that everybody says is some crap because you don't know how to drive. If you do know how to drive, well, start looking around for a better carrier. That being said, that is actually going to be one of the first and primary, almost the only question that you need to be asking when you are picking your first company is, do you or do you not have experience in driving? If you do, this video ain't really for you. We'll get into a section of that a little bit later. But if you don't, keep right on watching, going ahead and hit that like and thumbs up button. So, let's go ahead and smash that subscribe button real quick. All right, well, thank you all for subscribing. Let's get right into it, right? So, if you don't know how to drive, you're going to be going to a starter company. This is a company that has thousands and thousands of drivers. You're not going to be a name, you're going to be a number, but oh well, you don't know how to drive, you got to get your license somewhere. So, what that means for you, you're going to be getting paid shit, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably going to be making 35 cents or less per mile, okay? That is crap, because they're also going to work they're going to work you hard. Okay, you're going to be very sore in the tushy, if you know what I mean. They're going to have you running 3,000 plus miles a week. They're going to have you running as hard as you can, running your clock almost all the way down to the second, and paying you crap. All right, you're going to be making like $400, maybe $600 a week, which to some of you out there, that might be great. If you are brand new to the work field, that is amazing. Put all your shit in storage and save your money. But if you are like quite a few other people and you already have an established family or bills at home, that is absolute trash that you have to get used to. You're going to be dealing with that for your entire first year of driving. It does not get any better, okay? So, next is that once you have established the fact that you don't know what the hell you're doing behind the wheel and you need to learn from square one, that is when you can start to research some of the companies. Things that you're going to see, and really, it's a very small course of information that you need when you're first starting out. That is going to be one, what is their operating area? You have something called OTR, which is where you're driving over the road. That is, you are literally hitting every state south of Canada and north of Mexico. Okay, it's one of the most popular things that can also make you, we'll say, second most amount of money. But since you're new to driving, don't know what you're doing, that's going to be where you're going to. All right. Next is going to be your work versus your home time ratio. Now, most places look at it as a 7-to-1 ratio, meaning every 7 days out on the road gives you 1 day at home. That will allow you essentially to work for a week, work for 2 weeks, come back for the weekend, work 2 weeks, 3 weeks, come back for the weekend. That's how it is. Now, when you get a little better on and you get a little higher up, then you can start running something else, which is going to be local or regional. Now let's pause right there, right? I already said OTR gives you the second highest pay. What would be the first highest pay? It's going to be regional to some degree, because regional means that you are home every weekend, every other weekend. You're usually on a set schedule, a set route. You have a lower amount of miles and a higher pay, all right? That's how this thing works out. When you really look at it, everybody makes almost about the same amount of money based on how long you have been driving, okay? I can work a local job, and if I was to translate that hourly pay into how many miles I make, it'll be somewhat equivalent, maybe a little bit less than what OTR is. Whereas vice versa, OTR, you're usually going to be working the average equivalent of 70 to 80 hours a week. You're not getting time and a half. You're not getting overtime. You're simply getting paid for your miles. So if I was to take that mileage, that pay, and translate it into local, then I'd be making a lot more, because then I'd have all kinds of extra incentives that goes along with my pay. But you're only getting paid per mileage for now. There are other ways that you get paid in trucking. We'll make another video on that. Right now, just focus on your miles. All right. Now, after you have researched your company, you've decided, I'm going to go to Swift, or I'm going to go to Knight Transportation. I'm going to go to Western Express. Maybe CR England is a good place. Maybe CRST. Maybe Schneider. All of these places are great companies to start with if you are not going to be paying for your CDL. If you have gone to a place like Allstate Careers, or if you've gone through a third-party school and you're paying for your CDL on your own, well, congratulations, you have a leg up because you're still in debt. You just have a little better bagging than most people. But once you've decided where you're going, stop looking at what everyone else is doing. Keep your nose down, keep your ass in the seat, and drive those miles, basically. It's going to be the best thing that I can tell you, that anybody can tell you, honestly, is stop looking at, well, this person over here makes 37 cents. This one makes 38 cents. If I go over here, I can get 42 cents. You don't know what the hell you're doing. So you're going to go there. You're still going to make 31 cents a mile. You're still going to be being paid crap, and you're still going to work your ass off, all right? Stay where you are. Learn how to drive. Get your experience. Then you can move on, all right? That being said, remember, look at mega carriers. Get your contracts straight and in line. That means that a lot of mega carriers, they're going to put you under a, well, we will pay for your CDL, but you have to drive for us for a year or maybe 2 years to pay off your loan that they're going to give you to teach you how to drive. There's nothing wrong with that, because a year goes by like that, okay? Before you even know it, your year is going to be done and you'll be out of there. You'll be going somewhere else and making more money, making better money, all right? Personally, I recommend that you put in 2 years wherever you are, then move on, because then instead of you looking at companies will start looking at you. Makes choosing a lot better. You can start saying, you know what you're doing, you know what you're worth, you know what you can make, how much you can run in a year. You start learning different lanes that you want to run, areas, regions, whatever. All right. Now, when you're paid to learn, you do get a free CDL. Paid to learn is simply saying that I am going to go to Swift, right? Swift is going to say, we're going to put you up in a hotel room for 3 weeks. We're going to teach you how to drive. Then we're going to take you to the MVA, MVR, DMV, whatever your local area calls it. We're going to test you, get your CDL. You just got your CDL for free. Boom. Right? Now, following right up with that, you also have an instant job, and that is marvelous. Everyone hates the job application process, but everybody wants to work. So, now that you've gotten your CDL, you get in your trainer's truck. You're with them for another 3 to 4 weeks. After that, you're in your own truck, you got a job, you've already started making money from day one, and you're good to go. All right. Now, remember earlier I said that there's only one primary question, is whether or not you hit that like, subscribe button for me. That question's actually going to be whether or not you have experience. Now, we've covered the part where you don't have experience. What about if you do have experience? Well, if you do, there's a lot more questions that you can ask that I'm honestly not going to get into in this video, because like I said, most of you probably don't have experience. But you can always change your division. You can look for higher pay. You can have variable opportunities inside of a company, which means you can go from company driver, regional, dedicated, OTR, local, lease, purchase, owner-operator purchase, 1099s, W-2s, all these different things, all these different options. Maybe you want to even go from like hauling dry van or reefer to hauling flatbed, hauling sand, hauling auto transport, tanker. Lots of different things you can do, right? When you do have experience, you're going to be looking for companies that gives you room to grow, which means you can go anywhere from a company driver where you're making money under someone else's direct mentorship or direct management, all the way up to owning your own trucks, having multiple trucks, and you're putting other people in them. So hopefully that was great. I look forward to seeing you all in the next part. Until then, remember, knowledge is not power until it's applied, and keep moving forward so you can go and grow.